Hi, this is Marcel of Marcel on Tech, and I'm talking today about probably the most uniquely designed smartphone device on the market at the moment. This is from the company Nothing. I absolutely love what they produce, and I like to test every single product they've got. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about this very unique product. Let's get into it. Now, normally when I do my videos, I do like to talk to camera, but because this device is so uniquely designed, I thought let's do a top-down video because this smartphone really is incredibly unique because it has something called the Glyph feature sets. Now, the Glyph is basically where these LED panels at the top light up for different things like notifications or when you're receiving a phone call. You can uniquely design them to associate with your ringtone as well. And there is an app specifically on the device that allows you to actually play with that as well. So it is a very unique standout feature of this company. Now, if you've followed any of my videos before about the Nothing, you won't be unfamiliar with the Glyph, but it does make this device very, very unique. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because if you know, you know. If you want to find out more about that, put a comment below and I'll make an instructional video perhaps on the Glyph. But what I also love about the Nothing phones is how they have a model which is completely see-through. Now this version, which is the Phone 3A, there is a Pro version that hasn't yet come out. This is the Phone 3A and it comes in three colors. One is gray, one is white, and the other is a very, very nice blue color that only comes from Nothing directly. Now, I don't have a relationship with them yet. I would love to receive some review units from them. So I've purchased this myself, and I want to talk about my user experience with this for the last week. Now, I would actually liken the quality that they put into this with iPhone. This for me is like a budget Android version of iPhone, and you'll see what I mean just because of the build quality. They really focus on excellent build quality, but I'm not talking about materials because Apple tends to use, particularly on their flagship items, aluminium or titanium, as we all know now. This is a combination of glass, plastics, as well as, of course, really good quality AMOLED screens. But when you just look at the build quality, it really, really does look excellent. Functions. This device comes with its own apps, but also its own software. So it comes with a software that is extremely reliable, very quick. It is, of course, based on Android, of course, but it is a very, very cool operating system that I think is incredibly well curated and just works really, really seamlessly. Now, where they have just updated to Nothing 3.0, they've created now a very familiar looking app drawer. Now, you can have the standard app drawer, of course, like in all Androids, or you can have it in these different file profiles. So obviously utilities, social media is clubbed together, finances are all clubbed together, games, etc. Now, there is one other major operating system that we know of that has that. If you like that feature, the transition from Apple to Android would be smoothest on this type of device because it really is very, very seamless. You've even got hidden icons there. So if you want to hide certain apps, you can actually do so within the software there, which is very, very clever. But nonetheless, the other features we're talking about here is, of course, the panel, which is a brilliant 120 hertz AMOLED panel, which is incredibly clean. It is 6.67 across in size, so it is quite a tall device, but it is comfortable in the hand. And what I love about it is it's very lightweight. Because they've used plastic materials, it's very, very lightweight in your hand. So my favorite phone still to date is Samsung Note 10 Plus, which is approximately this size. So here they are side by side. And why is this device still one of my favorites? Well, the Samsung was by far a cutting edge device at its time. It's obviously quite a lot older now, but this has a Super AMOLED panel. It's almost the same dimensions. Obviously, this has a spillover screen, whereas the Nothing has a flat screen, which is absolutely brilliant and very, very high resolution. But my point is, by comparison, is the weight. They're very, very similar in weight, not very heavy at all, which I really like, but they still feel and function in a very quality way. So I really have been quite impressed with and really like the fact that it does have a very flat screen. Now the bezels on the sides are quite large, to be fair, but they are almost symmetrical. They're a little bit thicker at the top and the bottom, but they're mostly symmetrical, which means you've got a little bit of wide bezels, but that is because this is the more budget version of the phone. But really, you're never going to care about that too much, particularly if you're looking in the budget region. And this is absolutely a mid-ranger, but I love the fact that this is always, the Nothing phones are always punching above their weight. Now going to the reverse side where we have got the Glyph and of course the see-through back, we have a 50 megapixel camera, including a periscope lens. And on this version, it is not quite as powerful as the Pro version, but I found always the Nothing cameras and the software to be really reliable. And actually the founder, Carl Pei of Nothing, has always insisted that the phone, if they're going to have multiple camera lenses, should be the best ones available rather than just putting them on there for the sake of having a certain number of lenses. So I really like the fact that if he is going to include any lenses, they're probably going to be as best as they can be for this range of device. So the cameras have been really good, really reliable, snappy and quick to open and react. You have obviously, of course, got an ultra wide. You've got the 24mm or the 1x, 2 and 4. Now, of course, it's not going to have incredibly powerful macro, but digital zoom, as you can see, pretty impressive. 30 times, digital, of course, but pretty good and well stabilized as well. So actually very, very clever with the stabilization in the top right-hand side. And you're going to have all the functionality of video, which is able to record in 4K up to 30 FPS, 60 if you're in 1080p, but that will be perfectly adequate. Now, the memory that this comes with is 128 gigs. I bought the base model on purpose, but there is a 256 with 12 gigs of RAM as well. But I found this perfectly adequate. Now, what is unique about this device is this little button here. This is the power button, and this is the essential button. And what this is Nothing's AI integration. So you'll notice volume rocker, power button, and an additional fourth button. And this is an additional button that allows you to do certain things, particularly AI related. So if, for example, I press and hold, I can actually begin recording a voice message for myself, which will then be stored inside of a particular app on the device, which you can then refer to later. That's automatically stored. If, for example, I want to record what's on my screen, I press it once, it will then take a screenshot and I can add a note, either written or typed, to this image, and it will say whatever I need it to, and then it will file it away in my Notes app as well, which is up here. So this is a new integration of AI technology, but also for quick annotation. Now, they are looking to add more things, and it is in beta at the moment. So it's all very much trial and error, but it does function properly and appropriately. So as a mid-ranger, this was priced at $359 when I bought it, but it has already been on sale, I've seen, and you can get it for 300 euros, which I think is an absolute bargain for this device. I absolutely love the Glyph notifications. I love the lights. It makes it very unique. I really like the unique designs, particularly the blue one that's come out via Nothing themselves. But even this white one is really, really cool. So this is a very, very unique, standout, but very functional and good value for money device that, again, I think Nothing have absolutely blown it out and done a really, really good design that looks attractive, very unique and well worth the money, but it actually is a fully functioning smartphone that has great cameras, speedy transitions, 120 Hertz, Super AMOLED panel as well, and a 5,000 milliamp battery. It does not have wireless charging, but it doesn't really matter because you can get 50-watt charging cabled, which doesn't come in the box, unfortunately, but it is capable of that. So if you have a fast charging box, then obviously that is going to, or wall charger, then that is going to charge up very, very quickly and fully charges in around 45 minutes, which is really quick and makes it incredibly easy because you don't have to get battery anxiety. So in my mind, I would highly recommend this device. I will put a link in the description for this device if you want to pick one up for yourself. If you have got one, or if you're looking to get one, please put a comment below as to your thoughts. Do let me know. And the final thing I wanted to talk about actually is the unlock capability, which is unreal. When you lift it up for raise to wake, facial scanning is brilliant and fingerprint reader is really quick as well. Works every time. And I love the animations as well. It's really, really well-designed software. And I think they've done a brilliant, brilliant job. So I cannot recommend this device enough, particularly if you're looking for something in the budget range. And it is really, really very good. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for my next one. Bye-bye for now.